And we're going to get straight on, David, with, the deplatforming of now various people by the banks. So, of course, on Friday, we were talking about Nigel Farage here, and he saying that he had been removed from his bank, which we suspect is Coutts, but had attempted to join 6 or 7 other banks, but was refused by them all. But it appears he's not the only one. We've been talking about this in the past, but we should highlight it, I think.
Yes, I mean, this is, we've known about the problem, but this has very much brought it to the fore and brought a lot of people into the public eye explaining what they've been through. So first we've got the Independent here. Now the Independent, please note, is flying its rainbow LGBT colours, so it won't get cancelled, it'll be okay. But it did report that the Brexit Party relaunch group has had its bank account shut down. And the bank has told them that it's no longer commercially viable to run their account. Richard Tice, who leads Reform UK, which is the Reform Brexit Party, called this outrageous and politically motivated. He said, we're 5th in the polls. It's not like we're extremist zealots. We got 300,000 votes in the May elections. Now, this is where Richard Tice makes a serious mistake. Even if they were extremist zealots, the bank shouldn't be banning anybody for their political views. If the political views are so extreme as to be illegal, that should be handled by the courts, not by the banks, no platforming people. So he concedes a very important point that he should not be conceding. He continues, if we're a proper functioning democracy, then new disruptors need to be able to operate. If we can't operate, if you don't have a bank account, then you can't pay bills. This is right. So you can have a democracy. It's just that you're not allowed to play unless you are singing from the government's hymn sheet. That's what we now describe democracy as. And he's not alone. So here we have Toby Young. His group has been cancelled by PayPal. 3 accounts that he set up with the US giant have been closed down for breaking acceptable use policy. He is accusing PayPal of whisking the rug from under private businesses. And he says he's far from the only person to be deplatformed in this way. He receives information from a lot of people who are suffering a similar fate.
Now, just to clarify, David, of course, that was September last year. We did report it at the time, and that was subsequently returned to him after quite a scandal. But of course, he's not the only one that has been deplatformed over the months by PayPal, and they haven't had their PayPal accounts reinstated because they didn't have the publicity that he had.
Well, this is right, because it's the small people, it's the individuals who are making a private stand on some ground that they feel is philosophically important to them. They will get excluded and massively inconvenienced, and that won't make the newspapers. It won't be heard in the public sphere. We've got also here Laurence Fox. He's been speaking out on this week. He says his Reclaim Party has been refused bank accounts. And to his credit, he did say that, look, we made a mistake here, because when they did this to Tommy Robinson and they did this to Katie Hopkins, we didn't speak out, and we should have. And I think that's a good point. These are principles. You stand for the principle. You don't surrender the principle and hope they won't come for you.
We just have this tweet here that
you've got something on that, yes?
I do, that's right. I just want to have a tweet that he pushed out this morning. So this is from Laurence Fox this morning, saying, by lunchtime today, everything I have, bar £100, will be transferred from my Barclays current account and savings account to a trusted account at another bank. I'm not closing my Barclays account. They will have to do that for me. We're about to see whether personal belief will affect your ability to transact in the future. From my dealings with the other banks in the past 3 years, there will be no doubt be vague mentions of risk and compliance. Welcome to the People's Republic of Great Britain. This sort of thing should worry everyone, right or left, because if they'll do it to anyone, they can do it to everyone. These are very good points, David. And the other, but one slight criticism, this comment about the People's Republic of Great Britain. This is something that I've heard such a lot from the people that consider themselves progressive. That we've got to criticize authoritarian regimes, Russia and China and so on, while not recognizing that if you've got an authoritarian regime building, the first thing it does is it shuts down free speech, and it does it by whatever mechanism it can, whether it's through online safety bills or through, saying, commercial organizations like banks persecuting people that don't follow the perceived or the accredited narrative.
Yes, I think the point he's making is this is very Chinese Communist Party in its approach, and it's coming here. I think the point we have to remember is coming here because it's our government is doing it to us, not because the Chinese government are doing it to us, or forcing it or coercing it. It's our own politicians, our own civil servants, our own banks, our own institutions, all of whom are supported on the hard work of the British people. They are the instruments of oppression, and we should let them know how we feel about it. Taking money out of the bank account is a beautiful way of doing this. We have one more example here. Yorkshire Building Society closed a vicar's account after he gave them some feedback. He's been with the Building Society for 17 years, and he wrote to them after he was invited to give general feedback. He insists his message was a polite rebuttal of transgender ideology. And Yorkshire Building Society wrote to him, and it said it had a zero-tolerance approach to discrimination, and their relationship had irrevocably broken down. The vicar of Fothergill, age 62, told the Times he wasn't even aware that the relationship had a problem. And he said he wrote a couple of paragraphs about how he did not agree with trans ideology or the idea you can have alternative genders being pushed on children. I was polite all the way through. I was pointing out that they're a financial house, and surely they should be worrying about financial issues. He then received on 22nd of June a letter from Yorkshire Building Society about his views regarding LGBTQIA+. It said the comments he made were not tolerable, and the Building Society had a zero tolerance for discrimination. Spokesmen from the Building Society say, we never close savings accounts based on different opinions regarding beliefs or feedback provided by our customers. We only ever make difficult decisions to close the savings accounts if a customer is rude, abusive, violent, or discriminates in any way. That is something that they interpret based on specific facts, comments, and behaviours in each case. That seems to be a pretty weak defence of the Yorkshire Building Society's position. It will be very interesting to see what happens in that case going forward.
Yes, indeed. Now, here is our illustrious Chancellor, who, according to the Telegraph yesterday at least, has instructed the Treasury to tell banks to uphold free speech. Well, the headline says after blacklisting customers holding certain views. Now, there's been no official announcement on this that I've seen, either from the Treasury or from Jeremy Hunt himself. So we will keep an eye on that and report in due course. And that brings us on to Mark, who actually is not with us at the moment. So I think we've got a slight technical problem there. So we're going to have to jump over that, unfortunately. Let me just do a quick edit here. Mark has managed to rejoin us. Excellent timing, Mark.